Hello, my fellow Americans. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One. The debate. 2. I think Trump got some good blows in, some definitely good jabs and a couple of good body shots. But the media, oh man, it's just so in your face what's going on. We've got really important things to work on in this country, but they want to focus on something Trump said over a decade ago. It makes no sense. I mean, I hope the American populace, the voters, the citizens of this country are just thoroughly fed up and disgusted with the power elite. And I hope they just send a message loud and clear and elect Trump by a majority of something like 60-40, 70-30, 80-20. I think 60-40 is probably the best. Maybe 55-45 would be the best to hope for, but it's just so disgusting. It's just so blatant. But really, one thing that I've been trying to figure out, so I'm going to put it out there now, we've only got a couple weeks, is what can we as the citizens do to make sure the election is honest, that the election isn't stolen from us, that our votes are counted and every vote is counted, and people who should be voting aren't voting, and the dead aren't voting, and illegals aren't voting. I don't know what we can do. I hope somebody out there has an idea. And by the way, I figured out how to reply to YouTube now. I think they have it that you have to actually watch the video to get the reply going. At least that's the way it works for me. But there might be another way, but that's a solution I found. So I have to actually crank up my video, then pause it, then I can reply. I guess they just don't want people coming by and posting or having robots come by and not watch the video. So maybe that's a good idea on YouTube. But back to the point. They just keep trying to beat up on Trump over stuff that really doesn't matter. I mean, and the whole thing is, this whole debate was, if you noticed, they just kept putting Trump on the defense. The attacks came, but he actually said, wait a minute, is it 3 against 1 here? I mean, he called them out. Some people might say that, oh, he's just being whatever, but no, he's saying it the way it is. And if anybody, if they have an objective, unbiased opinion, can see that, it's just plain as day. But the sad thing is probably most people don't even really care. I mean, all they want to do is have something to eat, be warm in the winter, cool in the summer, have a place to live. And, if somebody gives them food stamps and Section 8 and an Obama phone and free health care paid for somebody else, they're happy. And you see, we're at the tipping point, because we've got more people receiving from the government than we have paying into it. So we've tipped that point. I mean, here where I live in Mayberry, the best jobs are government jobs. I mean, the government's probably the biggest employer in the county. Between state, federal, and local, biggest employers. I mean, you think the people employed are going to bite the hand that feeds? They're not that stupid. And here in Oregon, we've got this measure, I think it's 97, where they're trying to tax corporations, because any corporation that's not based in Oregon and that makes more than $25 million in gross sales, they want to put a tax on it. Well, because they're not paying their fair share. I would like to know who gets to determine what fair share is. It's one of those things that sounds good, but when you step back and think about it, it means nothing. Who gets to say what's fair? Okay, I get to say what's fair. From now on, let me say what's fair, and then things will be right. But that's not the way it works. And it's just like, if you watch that debate, Hillary, she would say something, but then if you actually stopped for a minute and thought about what she said nothing. It was empty. It was just words. And Trump even called her out on it. She goes, well, I've got these plans. Well, what is the plan? The moderators never grilled Hillary on what her plan is. You know, in a way, it's almost a waste of time watching it. It's disgusting. But then again, it is kind of entertaining, and I sure hope Trump keeps it up. Because talking about putting Hillary in jail and bringing up what, you know, Bill Clinton did, how he was impeached, you know, there's a lot of people who aren't up on history. I mean, the 20-year-olds, what, they were born in the 90s. They don't know, they probably don't know what Bill Clinton did, because if you read the history books that they got, I don't think it says, I bet there's nothing in there about Bill Clinton being impeached. Nothing in there about what he did with Monica Lewinsky and some of those others. It's one of those things where it's just glossed over, whitewashed. You don't even see it. So, I don't know. Now, I'm going to probably watch the next debate, but I've don't even really get in these political talks with people anymore, because their minds are already made up. And the people who hate Trump are going to vote for Hillary, and there's nothing that I can say or do to convince them otherwise, because they've been drinking the Obama aid. You know, they're comrades with Bernie Sanders, and they're lost causes. It's just that simple. They are lost causes. And they're probably saying the same thing about me. The only difference is I'm not a communist. You know, I don't want to take from somebody else. They earned it. Why should I get to take from them? Why should I take from them and give to somebody else who's not earning anything? It just doesn't make any sense. And that's the big difference. So anyway, that's my 2 cents. My fellow Americans, wake up and smell the tyranny.